Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today, we're going to start tearing down this 5.3 liter Chevrolet. I believe this is the L83 engine. First thing we've got to do is get the transmission transfer case off this. I am really excited to see inside this engine. This engine has about 170-ish thousand miles on it. This is that engine that goes from V8 to V4, and the gentleman that I got this from had already replaced the lifters on one side, that make it a V8 V4, and they failed again, so he assumed it was probably the other side. Plus, the engine was getting low oil pressure, so I got a hold of this thing. I'm going to tear it down, see if it's any count, because it has been laying outside just as you see it. So the throttle body has been taking on a lot of water. It laid outside for about 10 months or so before I got it. So there may not be anything here. I mean, if the engine, the liners and the rings and the valves and everything on this one side are so rusted up, it may not be worth fooling with. What am I going to do with it? Don't really know. Just depends on what we find out when we get inside. But I'm super excited to see how this engine works, because this is the exact same engine that I have over in my 2017 Chevy Silverado. So I'm really excited to see this thing, and I'm just getting started here. I need to turn the engine so that I can get the torque converter bolts out, and I moved it just a little bit with a 1/2-inch ratchet, and it quit. So I'm gonna get the plugs out of this thing real quick, and then we're gonna see if it turns over, see how much water comes flying out of it, and I'm sure it's all gonna be on that side, because it's been laying just like this. It was laying on a trailer outside. So let me zip the plugs out real quick, and then we'll see if it turns over, and I'll bring y'all back and let's see what comes out of this side over here. Got the plugs loose on the other side. Just getting ready to take these loose. So thought I'd just bring y'all along. The other side is like super tight. This side, plugs are loose. Wow. Okay. Well, let's see what happens here. See how big a mess we make on the table. Carbon on the end of that plug. Holy crap. How long are them plugs? There we go. Holy crap. How long them things are. There's one, no water. Two, no water. Three, no water. Man, might we get lucky? It'd be nice if this engine didn't have any water in it, but I'm gonna be shocked if it don't. This guy didn't care, because he was just gonna haul it off for scrap. So, look at that. No water. What? Can't believe it. Let me get the plugs out of the other side, and then I'll try and turn it over. I'll bring it back and let you watch while I try and turn it over again. I could have been wrong about which side this engine was down, because a couple of the plugs look funny. Got something white on this, just the bottom of it. Oh, it's just aluminum shaving. Donna, see if we can turn it over. See if we can find one of the bolts for the torque converter. Oof! let me get a pipe. A nice ring to it, doesn't it? Ooh, sharp on that end. Yeah, it may have had more than just low oil pressure. Something making a terrible noise down the bottom of that engine. Yeah, something making a terrible noise. I don't know, maybe it's just a piston sliding down in the sleeves. Still no water. Let me start pulling the bolts out of the torque converter so we can get this sucker separated and see what we got. I think it's a miracle, folks. I spun this thing several times getting those bolts out. All the terrible noise stopped. So I think we just had no water, no water anywhere. So I think we just had a dry, just a really dry piston, or maybe it corroded a little bit in the bore. So yeah, I'm gonna go see if I can find the engine stand, get the engine separated from the transmission bell housing, get this thing on the engine stand. We're gonna start tearing it down. I'm excited. Are y'all excited? I'm excited. I'm giddy. Shoot, I started taking the last bolt out. Transmission transfer case about to fall off of it. Yeah. I don't know where to put my strap. I don't know where to center that thing's going. I just need to get that last bolt out. Yeah, I got her in the bind now. See if I can get that last bolt out. I think the engine's gonna lay right there, I hope. Sorry, that's the furnace running. There it is. It's free. All right. This is several days later. It might even be a week later. I just haven't had time to fool this. I don't have any idea where we left off. We got the engine on the stand, and I just popped the intake off. It's just 5 bolts on each side. Plastic intake comes off. It's O-ring. Just popped right off. Now we're going to start on the fuel rails, injectors, and probably pop a head off after that, and see if we have to take the valley pan off. So we need to separate the fuel rails from the fuel lines here. And I'm assuming this is the high pressure fuel pump. Let's see what happened there. Well, that wasn't very tight. They did have a gasoline leak here somewhere. I don't know if it's I don't know if it was an injector O-ring or what was leaking here, but they definitely had a fuel leak. Guy probably didn't even know it. All right, pop those off. There was a bolt right here I took out a while ago. I'm assuming these 2 bolts will release the high pressure fuel pump. And thinking, is that thing cam driven? I don't know. It looks like it goes down in the valley pan, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Clip that. Let me get these two. Let me get those two bolts out there and see what happens when we do that. Because I don't know. I've never tore one of these engines down. Ooh, she's coming up out there. Man, these are really coming up out there. Ooh, there's a big spring or something under there. Maybe we always bring it up a little bit at a time. Man, I don't know what's under there. It's quite a bit of pressure. Okay, pressure's all gone. There is a big old spring. Where y'all at? There is a big old spring under it. And actually a gasket. Oh, it is using some kind of push rod or something off the cam, I assume, to run this high pressure fuel pump here. Interesting. Okay, now I guess we will see about yeah, we're gonna have to pull them fuel rails off. Pretty sure. I don't know, maybe not. Wonder if the valley pan will come out without pulling the fuel injectors out. Let's see. We won't know till we try, right? Alright, that's all the bolts out of the valley pan. Get them and the tools out of the way. Let's see if the valley pan will come up. Right there. I don't know whether it's going to clear the fuel rails or not. That's going to be a knot. We're going to have to pull at least, minimum, we're going to have to pull one fuel rail off, I believe. Captured bolts. Been a lot of that. Been a lot of that. Should be able to leave the harnesses on, I believe. Just don't want to pinch no harness. I don't know if I'm going to use any of this later or not. I just don't really know. Alright, anybody know the best way to get the injectors and fuel rail out. You just start prying very, very gently. Is that what you do? Real good places to pry here. Huh. Probably been better off if I'd have left the valley pan. I think I could pry there. Just gonna stick a couple bolts back in that valley pan. Yeah, I thought we had a fuel leak here. No, we had a compression leak. The seal, I guess that right there is the seal on the injector. And it's gone. And that hole down that head looks horrible. Because these are just a tapered fit. And then they got that seal on them right there. So that one's completely gone. Did you reckon that happened when they built it in 2014? I don't know. Well, okay, let's take his valley pan off. Okay. Nothing exciting there. Got a bunch of passages, crap ton of O-rings and stuff. Yeah, I don't really know what all that stuff is there. There it is. I'm gonna zap this valve cover off real quick. See what's under it. guess that's all. Alrighty. The only thing under there is lifters. Nothing surprising there. So you have to pull the head off to, really? Okay. I'm gonna pull these rocker arms off. They're gonna be like an 8. Probably just gonna pull this one head off.